Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing absolutely fantastic on this fine Tuesday morning, whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or into the night. Welcome to the Redditaksus podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/ask Reddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now, remember, if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps out the show so immensely much. Remember, you can actually comment on this week's episode. You can comment and reply to comment anything you want about the episode. Maybe you're a reply to something I reacted to, or apply to one of the comments, or you can answer the question yourself, or respond to the Would You Rather a little bit more. You can do that in Spotify, so if you go to the description of the episode and you scroll down, there should be an option for you to comment there, and you can leave your comment. I'll read those out loud in the next week's following episode. We also do a Would You Rather every single week, so I'll read out the Would You Rather before the episode starts, the results from last week's, and then before we head into our break, I'll read out the new week's Would You Rather. I think this is all I have to say for right now. Welcome to the show. We're going to get started right away. The Would You Rather from last week was, would you rather be the first zombie or last human alive? Now, I thought this was going to be a bit of a hair splitter, okay? But it really wasn't. Overwhelmingly, 83% to 16% for first zombie. First zombie, guys. So I guess all of you are content with starting the destruction of humanity. I guess you have to sit with yourselves at night and you have to think to yourself, I don't give a shit about everybody else. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunts, your uncles, grandparents. You don't give a fuck, man. You just don't care, because you are going to start. You're patient zero. All right? You're patient zero, and you've accepted the fact that you have caused the single most significant human pandemic on the entire face of the planet. And y'all are just chill with that. So, you know what? You know what the beauty of my position is? I don't even have to say. I don't have to say what my choice is. So I get to be up here like a little omnipotent puppet master and see what you guys say and dig into your psychologies, and I don't have to take any personal responsibility. Isn't that the best deal in the frickin' world? Dude, I love these Would You Rathers because I get to judge you guys and I don't have to be judged. There we go, because I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you what my choice was. Is it first zombie? Is it last human? Am I a moral person? Am I not? Would I kill everybody on the planet? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? You'll never know. You'll never know. Ha ha, the power that I hold. No, I'm just kidding. But that's interesting. I wonder why everybody chose first zombie. That's kind of like... Last human is tough one, though. Last human is a tough one because you would be like so isolated and probably pretty depressed. So, it does make sense. But first zombie, you do go into this knowing that, you basically caused the biggest mass genocide on the entire planet. But I guess you didn't necessarily cause it. I guess it just kind of happened to you. Can you blame the first person who got COVID? Probably not. Unless you're me. No, I'm just kidding. Because I get to blame anyone I want. We're gonna read out the comments from last week's episode. What am I on right now, dude? I'm on a power trip right now, everybody. When everyone says I'm tripping, I'm on a power trip. That's what I'm on. So last week's episode was, what crazy thing did your toxic coworker do? So also these are not necessarily responses that are always related to the question. Sometimes it's related to Would You Rather or a comment that was made on the episode, or just anything really in general. So just prepping any new listeners who may be like, you didn't answer the question. What the I was misled. The show is it's crumbling beneath my feet. Everything I thought I knew about podcasting and Reddit is just shattered. Fuck. I'm on one today. First one comes from, and I haven't even had any caffeine. I don't normally drink caffeine on a daily basis, but a nice tea with oat milk. Oh, bruh. I will fall to my knees in a Walmart if someone gives me a tea with oat milk. A nice Earl Grey tea with oat milk, bro. You have me in your hands, okay? I will do whatever you want. Jay Flocka says, first zombie, because if I was the last human, I'd have to fight all the zombies, and I'd have to see everyone else on Earth die. But if I was the zombie, I could infect all my friends, and then we could just all go around eating people's brains. I guess so, but I don't really think you'd be aware that you're a zombie. Like, I don't think you and the boys are like, damn, I'm hungry. You want to go fucking kill a bunch of people? I don't think that's the, I don't know if that's the vibe on that one. But I do understand you kind of void yourself of personal responsibility when you become a zombie, because you're like, well, I don't know that I'm a zombie. Like, no one in the Walking Dead universe, none of those zombies know that they are zombies. Next one comes from Niels. Hey, Luke, after having finished almost all Reddit Ask Reddit podcasts on Spotify, I stumbled upon this hidden gem. Hidden gem? Why is it hidden? Why is Spotify hiding us? What are we doing? The content is just too good to spread across the world and infect the ears, because they know that as soon as they disseminate this podcast, you are all going to become my zombies. You guys are all going to become my little minions, and I'm going to be able to control you around like what's that? The Kingsman Secret Service, and I'm Samuel L. Jackson, and I'm going to just infect all of your ears. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it's just because it's not very good. Yo, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to shit on my own podcast, everybody. I'm not trying to shit on my podcast. But there are definitely a lot of shows that have a lot more higher budget than we do. We don't have a very high budget. It's just me in my bedroom. I have been binge listening lots of episodes for the last week, and this type of content is super entertaining. For the Would You Rather, I'd rather be the zombie first because I'd want to taste brains. Wow, that's okay. I'm glad I have a new fan, but I'm a very little concerned that they are a cannibal. If you want to taste brains before you're a zombie, that's kind of freaking me out, man. That's kind of making me think like, it's like you need the fact to become a zombie so you can taste brains. You're just waiting to taste them before that. You're just like, I just have a craving for human flesh. I've just got this insatiable just craving. This hunger that lives with me every day, and I just cannot get rid of it. So I'm like, how do I solve this? Gotta become a zombie, I guess. Just so I can just munch into some just juicy human flesh. Oh, it looks so good. A little salt, pepper on that. Maybe bake it up, broil it, air fry it, just toss it up. Maybe marinate it, some shit like that. But zombie though. But I have to be a zombie though. Yeah. Sorry, fuck. I don't know where I was going with that. I mean, had to be a fucking zombie. Obviously, I had to be like a totally fictional disease character. Yeah, obviously. But it's so funny that you were like, this content is super entertaining, because I feel like that's just so like juxtaposed to what I get from my comments on YouTube. Every time I pull up my YouTube comments, which I never check, it's always like, this is so shitty. Why isn't this AI? I'm like, what? Why are we arguing for AI? Why are we like, is my content so bad that everyone's like, damn, I wish this wasn't even real? I want it to exist, but I don't want it to be a real person behind. Like, I wish it is so bad that I wish that it was a completely, like, that it still existed. It's more insulting the fact that you want it to still exist, but that it was replaced by just a completely made up ones and zeros binary code, character. Like, it's not even a human being behind it. That is truly insulting. It's like, damn, everybody on YouTube has absolutely no chill. Next one comes from Ghost. What's up, Luke? Sorry for not commenting last episode. I was busy getting a job at McDonald's. Congratulations. Hopefully you can get that job, make some money, and get me a car and a motorcycle. Also, Arizona's heat is insane. It's 100 degrees at 9 a.m. Why am I living in hell out here? Sadly, no answer for today's question, but hopefully when I start working and making money to go for school for engine and transmission mechanics, to make them cars go zoom, zoom. Hope everyone has a good week and stay ghostly. Peace. Well, thank you so much for your comment, Ghost. And yeah, I really hope you do get that job. Also, when I first read this, I'm Canadian, so I have no idea what 100 degrees is. To me, 100 degrees, your skin is melting off your entire body, and you are becoming a liquid pool of human, just whatever that is, a liquid pool of human. But I looked it up and I did the conversion, and it's like 40 degrees Celsius, which is very hot. That is quite hot. It's borderline. I mean, I would spend maybe 30 minutes outside that day if it was 40 degrees. That's boiling hot. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. Thank you all so much for commenting. Damn, I got a lot of comments this week. I have a coworker now that microwaves fish every morning. Bro, come on. You microwaving fish? I understand people bring some like stinky food, but just fish, dog, every morning. Like, you got to ban this guy from eating breakfast at the office. Like, that's bannable behavior. Like, microwaving fish is an assault on everyone's nostrils. It is clearly an act of aggression. This is when Sun Tzu wrote the Art of War. This is the type of shit he was talking about. You have to recognize when your enemy is trying to provoke you. Okay, this is clearly a menace in the house. At an old job, I knew a guy who accidentally CC'd the boss right after a performance review, calling him an inbred khaki-wearing chode. He wasn't around much longer. Why are you using your work email to talk shit, bro? Why are you doing that? It's so that you're putting yourself in harm's way. Last was a guy who used the company printer to make 20 flyers and hung them up in the break room about his cheating ex. Ryan, we don't know this woman. It's like the guy who doesn't even like really talk or socialize much at work, but he just wants everyone at work to know this. It's like, dang, I feel bad for you, but we don't know you, brother. We have no idea who you are. You never speak to us. The only thing I've heard you ask is, does the printer have ink? And that's because you wanted to make these posters about your cheating ex-wife. So that's pretty much the only thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth. For the would you rather, definitely the zombie. Ignorance is bliss. Otherwise, you'd always feel hunted. Yeah, that's very true. Meanwhile, I'm here just being a freaking narcissist. Vortex comments, it says, simple. I would be the last zombie. What? That way I can embrace death and become a zombie. I don't think that was an option. You're either the first zombie or the last human, not the last zombie. I'll wait a few years until a human virus to emerge. Then once everyone is normal again, I can sit back and enjoy the zombie version of Redditaksus too. Yeah, I think that would probably be pretty shitty, a pretty shitty show. I don't think that very many people would be too interested in watching or listening to that. All right, we got one last one here coming from our subreddit, which, wait, that was the other thing I was going to say. Please join our subreddit, r/Redditaksus on Reddit. Oh, there's a new mega thread posted every single week. Siflind, formerly the Green Changeling, says, firstly, if I had been trying to hide, I wouldn't have made it that obvious that it was me. This was because they changed their username. Heck, I made sure to have the same profile pics on Reddit and Spotify when you made the subreddit just to make an easier connection to Spot. Not my fault. Reddit lets you change display name, but the username is set in stone. Yeah, that's very true. Secondly, I never said I disliked your tangents. Everybody deserves to have an outlet. Well, I appreciate that very much. It's hard for me to tell because my tangents can go off on crazy spirals sometimes, and then which bleeds into my real life, and then I start spiraling, and, then I become extremely emotionally unstable, and then I end up committing very, very harmful crimes against humanity. No, I'm just kidding. This would you rather is spicy. If you become the first zombie, to the horror of everyone who cares about you, there are three possible outcomes. You die before you infect anyone. Unlikely. You get cured. The closest you can get to a loophole, you won't get cured. Not possible. We're going Walking Dead level here. There's no way. Or three, humanity is like, if it took us like 3 years to find a vaccine for COVID, something like a zombie apocalypse, I really doubt we're gonna be able to come up with something in time before the guy at the CDC literally blows the whole thing up because he's like, it's impossible. Humanity is doomed. Number three, humanity is doomed. On the other hand, if you're the last human alive, having seen all your loved ones either die outright or to get turned into zombies, the only silver lining here being that they didn't have to see you become a zombie. And there's no pressure to stay alive as there's nobody left to judge your actions. I'm going with being the last human. Wow. Sheesh. We got a difference maker here, folks. We got a deviation from the norm. I don't know if I can allow that. For the simple reason that I can't put my mother through the experience of me being the first zombie, especially if the rules say no cure. Well, interesting. That was pretty sweet, actually. That had a very sweet tone to it. You did it because of your mother, and you know, I'm a mama's boy too. So I wouldn't let my mom. I wouldn't want my mom to see me like that either. Okay, this one again. Sorry, guys. This is a bit of a more, so I don't want to say it's boring. It is not interesting, but sometimes we get bangers on the Would You Rathers, and other times they are just the most just bland, benign type of plain bagel shit you'll ever hear in your life. This one isn't that bad. It's not that bad. It's not zombie human level interesting. Would you rather get a free 1 month first class vacation? That's actually first class vacation, you know, that's pretty nice. That's like, we're talking, you know, all inclusive, maybe even more than that. To anywhere in the world every year. So it's 1 month for every single year, full first class vacation, or you get a free dinner from whatever restaurant you want every day. So it's one dinner, it's one meal you get provided for you from a restaurant of your choice every day, or 1 month's first class vacation to anywhere in the world every single year. I feel like that one is maybe a little bit harder than it lets on, because obviously, I mean, you'd probably get tired of eating out at the same places if you're doing it every single day. You don't like every single restaurant, so you're gonna go through a rotation. So and the Green Changeling, I'm putting this out there right now. Let's make this the rule: is you have to order from a place once per day. You have to order, and you can't skip the vacation either. You have to go on vacation. So you can't skip. You have one per place per day, and you have to order from a place anywhere. It could be anywhere. But you might just get tired of ordering from places every single day. And will allow, you don't have to eat it, but you have to order it. So maybe you can stock up on the food. Which may be a little bit overpowered. I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to hop into today's episode because I've been yapping for a bit too long. Right after this short break. Welcome back, everybody, to the episode this week. So we're going to go with, this is a fun one, everyone. What's the worst nice guy experience you've ever had? And, you know, in case anyone doesn't know what a nice guy is like somebody who whose dating strategy is to repulse women. Basically, they want to make women feel guilty about not being with them or not I guess being open or accepting the pursuit of that particular man, and then when the woman doesn't accept when the woman doesn't accept the guy's offer, the guy doesn't accept that she doesn't accept it, so he will just put her down, make her feel super guilty, be very rude and just awful. Or, you know, also guys who are just like, you know, say that they're super nice, but then end up just like belittling people because they're not interested in them, or just doing really creepy ass shit. Like, we're on this date and you've been staring at my toes this whole time. Like, I understand maybe you're into feet, but I mean, I've caught you peeking like multiple times. I've caught you peeking. Your mouth is open. I think I saw quite a bit of a massive drool come out of your mouth when I got up to go to the washroom and I got my toes out. Anyways, first one comes from Leapfroggy. Lost one of my friends on a crazy night out in an unfamiliar city. Not picking up her phone. We looked for her for over an hour in a half-mile radius. Wow. Finally, we got a call from a nice guy from the bar who allegedly saw her wandering alone and had brought her to his apartment. Holy, red flag already. Yeah, I just took her phone. Yeah, she's passed the fuck out. Just chilling here, though. She's all safe. She's at my place. It's like, who are you? We don't know who you are. Heard her phone blowing up and called me back. She was indeed asleep on his couch. We thanked him, packed her up, and went on our way. A couple days later, he called me again to ask me on a date. I politely declined. I had a boyfriend at the time, but would have said no regardless. That was apparently unacceptable, and he told me I owed it to him for not raping my friend when he had the chance. Bro, that's insane. Literally, he told me he could have done whatever he wanted to her and didn't need to call me at all, and it was the least I could do to thank him. Bro, that's insane. Yeah, this is the least you can do for thanking me when I literally had the chance to commit one of the horrible, most disgusting and depraved crimes in all of human existence and possibility. Like, why do you even want to do that, bro? Like, you're coming into this situation with the assumption that you're like, well, if no one calls, I'm kind of gonna do what I gotta do. It's like, what? I mean, like, yeah, who wouldn't? You're saying this as if that's just the natural response from anybody who's in their right mind. Like, you're saying that like it's like, oh, make sure you bro, before you sleep over at my house, make sure you get a ride home, because if you don't, I'll find my way into your pants. You know, you're gonna expect something up your butt, bro. Yeah, just letting you know now ahead of time, because bro, it's free game. If you fall asleep at my house and no one's hitting you up on the phone, you know, you didn't plan a ride, I'm getting up in that. Okay, prison rules. We have prison rules at my place. I'm getting all up in that. All right, I'm devouring that. This is some Pulp Fiction level type shit going on here right now. I got a gimp in the basement. He's been waiting for this very moment, so just watch yourself. Other than that, crack a couple brews, you know, let's watch some football, you know, let's hang out like a couple bros, but, you know, don't get too comfortable, because then I'm gonna get too comfortable, and we all know what happens when that happens. That is so wild, bro. I let him know that you, hold up, I need to find my place. I let him know that you don't get a trophy for not raping someone, as if you have to tell someone that. He cussed me out and went on about how he's a veteran and how I blah, blah, blah.
You're disrespecting by not letting me sexually assault your friend. You're actually disrespecting a future U.S. Navy soldier. I'm actually a future U.S. Marine, and by not letting me have sex with your unconscious friend, you're actually disrespecting the American flag and everything that it stands for. So.
Like, what the hell, bro? I hung up and blocked him. Entitled creep. Bro, I feel like entitled is like, that it feels like a softball. Like, that feels like a weak pitch. Entitled? This man is a psychopath. I wouldn't necessarily characterize it as, it is so much more than entitled to just feel like you can just rape someone, and that it's like your... Like, that it's, that if anyone in that position would do that. Like, that is, I'm telling you, you are getting none of the boys at the hang agreeing with you with that. It's like, boys, let's be real, okay? Let's be real. This might be controversial, but girl falls asleep on your couch, you know what's happening. You know what's going on. Everyone's staring at you like, no, we don't know what's going on. A girl falls asleep on my couch, like, if she needs to go home, I'm going to wake her up. Or if she's drunk or clearly inebriated, I'm going to, like, try to call her friends. But at the end of the day, if nothing happens, you just throw a blanket on and you go to bed. You just hope that they're all right. Put a little bucket maybe beside the couch in case they puke, which has happened to me before. And I got puke all over my couch. So sad. I had to steam clean it, bro. It was not nice. Ugh, that was bad. But you know what? They ended up being fine. But, bruh. It's like, yeah, come on, guys. Like, who's not, you know? It's like, who's not? Every person on the planet who's not a fucking psychopath. Who's not? I don't know, maybe 99.9% of all humanity is not. It's not even, not only is it not, it's not even something you think about. It's not even something that crosses your mind. Why would it be? That's insane. That is, I think even by uttering those words, you should be that is like a committing of a crime. It's like conspiracy to commit like murder or something like that. You're admitting your own guilt. It's like, come on, boys, we already know. It's like, unfortunately, I am not the leader of a frat house, so I disagree with you, okay? I'm not a die-hard, Kappa Beta Sigma Alpha bro here, all right? You're not going to get that sentiment from me, brother. Next one comes from Will Wright for Tacos. A horrible date with a nice guy named Josh back in 2002. These nice boys have been at it, okay? They've been grinding. These nice guys have been at it before the internet was even around, okay? These guys knew what was going on. They've found their way slithering and sliming. I mean, I guess the internet was around in 2002, but it was rudimentary. We went hiking on our date. He spent the entire time bragging about how smart he was. Smarter than everyone he's ever known. So smart, he knew not to go to a university because community college is just as good for much less. Everyone who goes to a university is an idiot. Oh my God. Yeah, everyone who works at NASA, probably gone to like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, these big schools. Fucking idiots, man. These guys don't know shit, okay? These guys, girls, people, they don't know shit. They don't even know what they're talking about, okay? Why do you think that NASA stopped making rockets? Because they were getting too many fucking idiots from Princeton, all right? They were getting too many fucking losers from Harvard. And they were like, they sewered them, bro. They sewered the whole thing. So then they had to depend on Elon Musk and SpaceX to start making their rockets for them, So Elon Musk's, whose employees are all basically AI now. Everyone who goes to university, everyone who doesn't do things the exact way Josh does is a low IQ moron. All of Josh's coworkers are idiots. He was the best Geek Squad employee in history, and Best Buy would fall apart without him. I'm sure Best Buy was in shambles when you told them you wanted a $2 raise. Josh also had a lot of trouble finding a woman because women often have low IQs. Ah, yes, women, just the whole lot, the whole group of them, as generally speaking. Yeah, totally, bro. That is a very accurate and scientifically reflective of the truth. And can't keep up with his intellect. Women are dumb, not me. I don't understand this. You know who your key demographic is when you're trying to court, if you're a heterosexual man? A woman, okay? A female human woman. You know what female human women really don't appreciate? Collectively being called idiots. Okay, that is, I don't really, that is not Riz, bro. That is not Riz. Not only is it false, like unequivocally completely false, but it is, I don't even understand the point you're trying to make, like with what you're doing here. It doesn't even make sense to make the comment. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, I think you're really cute, but you're stupid as fuck. You're dumb as shit. I think you're dumber than a bag of fucking rocks. Not because, like, I think you genuinely have a low IQ. I just think it's because you're a fucking woman. So it doesn't really matter what you say or what you know or where you've gone to school or anything about how hard you've worked to make yourself a very intelligent, and knowledgeable human being. But unfortunately, you will always be, in my mind, an imbecile. You will always be, in my mind, just worthless, basically a completely useless waste of human space. But other than that, I mean, want to go back to my place? I mean, let's get some tacos maybe. Like, oh, beautiful day, maybe some ice cream or something. Like, I know we probably shouldn't go too complicated because you girls are all fucking stupid, so... I don't want to say, I don't want to go for some food and you're like, oh, I've never heard of that. Classic woman. Am I right? No, brother. You're really, I don't understand. You're doing yourself, you're if you could be doing yourself a favor, you have completely eliminated any possibility of even remotely getting a interaction, a positive interaction with a human woman. So, unfortunately, yeah, the you're doing less than any favors you could possibly do to yourself. You're actively hurting your chances. Like, you're basically going up to a woman and just pretty much saying, like, I'm an idiot and I'm never gonna be with you because I'm a bigot, like, and a misogynist. It's like, hey, babe, you want to come hang out with at my place? I'm a sexist, and I'm super misogynistic too. So, what do you think, babe? You think that's enough? You think you can handle that? You think you can handle all that? I'm a terrible human being. I'm really shitty, man. I'm a fucking terrible person. What do you think? You think you wanna hang out? You wanna let me raise you up or something? Like, damn, I'm actually an awful, terrible person. Like, literally the slime and filth of all of humanity. Yeah, type shit. Yeah, I know, right? So what are you saying? Like, drinks later or what? Like, I know you probably like to have your little cocktails, and yeah, dude, I'm gonna have beer because I like beer because I'm a man, and that's what like men drink is beer. So you probably don't even know what beer is. Let me help you out. I can totally help you out with that one. Yeah, bro, you are so cooked for the rest of your life. Like, bruh. Edit. I met him on Yahoo Personals, bruh. What the hell is that? He came off okay, and we arranged a date after a short conversation. If he's hitting you up on Yahoo Personals, even in 2002, that's a red flag. What is you doing on Yahoo Personals, bruh? What are you doing on there? Touch grass. Go outside. This is like 15 years before Tinder. What are you like? You were the pioneer of online creepy. We had AIM. What is that? I can't remember. AIM and Yahoo Messenger back then. That's where I blocked him. Yeah, doesn't know where he is today. His Josh's attitude and horrible personality are 100% Josh's fault, not mine. I wouldn't think they were your fault. How would they ever be your fault? Like, him being a terrible person has literally nothing to do with you. Next one comes from Gensational Lift. You having a Gensational Lift? I had a Gensational Lift today, I would say. It was pretty good. I had to wait to do cardio until after because someone was taking up the elliptical, which I don't normally like doing, but I did end on a pretty high note. Oh my God, there was this guy who I would speak to on my commute. He was very awkward, and I made polite small talk, but really I just wanted to read my book. Anyway, one day he comes up to me at the train station, and he saw me out with my husband and kids. Then he went mental, accusing me of leading him on, calling me a slag. Dude, I love that word. I mean, I don't mean it as like... I just think it's such a British word, and it sounds so much more offensive coming out of an American, like, / Canadian accent like me, like a North American accent. Like, you fucking slag. Like, obviously, yeah, that's a horrible slur. But it's kind of quirky. It's a little it's definitely very British coded. It's very UK coded. But I swear to God, if I called someone a slag, that sounds horrible. That sounds like a crime against humanity. Like, that sounds like an awful, like, that's like worse than the C word. But, you know, in a British accent, it sounds more acceptable. It sounds more digestible in a British accent. But I know a friend of mine, I guess, is British, and I told them like how awful that word sounds in my accent, and they definitely agreed with me. They were like, "Ooh, that feels hateful. Like, it feels like there's an oomph behind that, you know? It's like I called somebody like a dirty witch or something." But anyways, he accused me of leading him on, called me a slag, threatened to kill himself, broke down crying, begged me to leave my husband, and then asked to no one in particular, why does this keep happening to him? You know what though? I will say, he tried his best, okay? You know, getting on the knees and begging for them to divorce their husband. I mean, you can't blame a guy for trying, right? I mean, like, that's pretty convincing, okay? Just someone just sobbing uncontrollably, you know, their bloodshot eyes. You've talked to them maybe 3 or 4 times. And they just get on their knees, screaming, asking you, and just begging you to leave their husband, whilst also threatening to kill themselves. I mean, that's Riz, bro. I mean, that's damn. Like, I'm surprised it didn't work out here. Honestly, I'm a little shocked. And you know, like, as soon as the threat of suicide happens, most girls I know, they're caving, bro. They're caving for that. Most girls that I know would basically, they would pay for the ring. They would cover the entire cost of the ring, the wedding, and be the sole breadwinner in the entire relationship, and allow the guy to basically just do nothing and be on Reddit all day. Girls are just, that's what girls are wishing for guys to do, you know? It's not all this stupid stuff about chivalry, holding doors open, genuine compliments, doing nice things out of the purpose and soul motivation of just being a kind-hearted and good human being. That, bro, what is this, 1940? Threaten to kill yourself, my guy. Beg her to leave her husband and children. What are you doing, bruh? We've known this. This is the playbook, okay? We've spent all this time realizing over the past centuries what doesn't work, okay? Turns out being an actual good person, shit's corny, bro. Shit is corny and played out, okay? You have to threaten them physically and yourself. You have to create a situation in which the person feels like if they do not make that decision, something very bad is going to happen. Okay, that is just Riz, bro. That's how people are courted nowadays. That's just how the cookie crumbles. All right, if you're looking for, you know, any kind of serious relationship, it has to start with the fundamentals, okay? In basketball, we talk about fundamentals, right? In defense, shuffle your feet. You know, it's about shot form, 90-90-90 type thing. Like, these are fundamentals, and this is straight up what's going to cause you to have a thriving, fantastic relationship. You have to be threatening. You have to be unhinged. This is how it works, bro. I'm surprised it didn't work out, man. I feel really bad for this girl because she missed a good one. She missed a good guy, a nice guy, if you will. Next one comes from Sunshine and Cats 21. Hit it off with this one guy while out with friends. He was super sweet, said all the right things, and we were flirting for a while. Finally, when I went to leave with a friend, he got into her passenger seat and was thinking maybe meeting up passenger seat. Was thinking of maybe meeting up with him until he came to my friend's car, banged on the window with his fists, and asked, "Do you want to fuck?" Again, bro, he just Riz, man, right to the fucking point. Just skips all of the fluff. He's like, I literally flirted with you for like 20 minutes. Like, is that not enough? Like, are you gonna bounce on it or not? Okay. Are you literally gonna go crazy style? Are you gonna bounce on that thing crazy style or not? I don't see, like, where is this going? I need to know now. I need to know right now. Before I could even roll down the window, I said no, started to roll the window up, and he put his fingers in it. Bro's putting himself in harm's way. And it just stood there with an angry face for a while, called me a bitch, and stomped away. Yeah, man, I wonder where you went wrong, bro. I wonder where this went wrong. To me, this just feels like class, you know, very high class textbook type shit that you're going on, man. Like, this, I really don't get what her apprehension was for. Like, you know, it's not about, you know, actually showing a true, genuine character, right? Displaying, you know, the genuine qualities about yourself that really make you and feel who you are, and being confident in who you are. No, it's about desperation. Okay? It's I need you to have sex with me. That's what you should be saying to these women. You need to go up to them and you need to just be like, I need to have sex with you. You should be having sex with me right now. And if you don't, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what's going to happen, okay? It's going to be bad, okay? And I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. And most women, bro, it has them, they in a puddle on the ground, right? They are falling for that. So I don't know, man. I don't know where this guy went wrong. Like, you know, this is so funny because like all these like male influencers, these are the type of dudes that those male type influencers try to appeal to, and it's like, who do you think your advice is working for? You are actively telling guys to be horrible people. Like, your advice is to treat other human beings actively, prejudice against them specifically because of a specific identification category, and you are telling them because they belong to that category, and if they don't belong to that category, you should put them in that category, and you should have unilateral decision making when doing so. And because you put them in that category, you should also treat them with disrespect and with less worth as a human being, and you'll find yourself a wife in no time. You'll get out of mom's basement any day now. Just go about your life, you know, just causing with malicious intent. Go about your life with utter and complete malicious intent, and it'll be hard to see things not work out for you, buddy. Hard to see that one. Works out for me. I have a Bugatti. It's like, yeah, well, you're also a world-class sex trafficker, and also known as a horrible human being. It's just, yeah, like, I don't understand where they expect their advice to go. There's no person who's walked away from one of those, like, Hustler University classes and been like, where has this been all my life? Like, I guarantee you no one has taken one of those classes and been like, damn, I actually feel like a real hustler now. Am I hustling right now? I'm actually a legit hustler now? I feel totally hustle. No, you got hustled, my friend. That's why they call it Hustlers University. You know who's the hustler? Them. You're the hustled, bro. You just got fucking hustled, bro. You just got scammed. Like, that. This is literally in the title. It should be called Hustled University, because you just got fucking fooled, bro. Like, it's a, oh my god, dude. Oh, I seriously can't imagine the amount of positive responses they get. It's nothing. There's no positive responses. No one's going back and writing a review like, this genuinely helped my life and was able to make me become a better man. No one's writing that. People are writing, I paid $5,000 to be told I'm a loser and beta cuck idiot, and that I should be that I'm going to continue to be a loser, and that I should act more like a loser to stop being a loser. Don't think that one's going to work out there for you, buddy. Next one comes from a remote thing 6195. Someone was my friend, and they were around me at parties and stuff. Got super drunk at one time and was supposed to feel safe there. What he didn't know is that I heard him say as he put me into his friend's car, "Oh, bro, this is horrible. She's going to be easy tonight," to said friend. The friend was a gentleman, and he laid me in his bed and then went to get his Nintendo Switch and sat on the floor, and I woke up to see him playing, and we became best friends. Thankfully, he never tried anything, and I cut the other guy out of my life. Dude, that guy, bro. Like, again, I don't understand. Like, what do you think? Like, you just said that unbelievably unhinged comment to just someone you don't even really know like that. Like, even if one of my friends said that to me, I'm calling the cops, okay? I am immediately like, oh, you're a rapist. Like, as a person who says something like that, how can you seriously think that people are going to react to that and be like, totally, bro. You got this one in the bag, bro. It's like, it's like, what? That is the biggest leap of faith I've ever seen. Oh yeah, it's like saying I'm a murderer and I'm just gonna let everyone know right now. Like, that's like seeing a homeless person or unhoused person on the sidewalk and walking past, and then you just walk past somebody and be like, it'd be easy to stab that motherfucker right now. It'd be easy to stab that motherfucker and fucking kill him right now, wouldn't it? Just like cut him up, bleed him out and shit. It's like psycho shit, like Patrick Bateman level type crazy shit, eh? It'd be totally easy to do that right now. It's fucking all vulnerable and shit. Like, do you just think the average person's gonna be like, well, that was weird? No, the average person is running for their lives to the police station so they can arrest you and find you guilty of attempted murder. Like, this is what? I seriously, this stuff blows my mind. All right, let's read off one more. Oh, these guys are horrible. You don't hear this about women. You don't hear this. You don't hear a ton of these kind of stories about women. Why is it only men? There you go. This is clearly an indication of a very big power imbalance and problem in society, okay? That exclusively, there's a reason why they're called nice guys, okay? There's no nice girls, all right? I've never ever heard even a story about a woman being like, got him drunk, he was so easy. Maybe that happens like 0.00001% of the time. Most of the time, I'm willing to bet my money. I'm going all my money on that, okay? If we're gambling, it's this poly market. You know where like this is just everyone knows that. Like we gotta do something more about these freaking nice guys, bro. I always feel like the nice guys subreddit is crazy, bro. The nice guys subreddit is wild. It's like, oh, it makes me lose my faith that men will do any better in life. It's like, oh, another fucking psychopath. God damn it. Follow the Dot says, joined a gaming group, slowly started to speak to... Ooh, you already started off pretty bad. Gaming group? Discord chat? It's already... You're not off to a great start. Joined a gaming group, slowly started to speak to someone and made a close friend. 3 months went on, eventually he said he liked me. You never even met them. Like, how can you even say that? I said I didn't feel the same. He took it well and was happy to remain friends. We exchanged Christmas cards before it all went to hell, so then he knew where I lived. Wow, what a psycho. He was freaking planning this, bro. This is the level of, like, meticulousness that goes into, and strategy that goes into guys being horrible people. Before it all went to hell, then the little quips of intensity started, until he was calling me 50 times a day, all day. Needed to stay in contact, slowly chats turned to harassment every day, making up stories of things I hadn't done, berating me and blowing up if I didn't reply in a 30-second window. I tried to cut him off, but then it would make it 10 times worse to where he was screaming to everyone that he was going to kill himself if I don't speak to him. Fucking let him, bro. Let him. Like, this is not your fault, okay? Like, this, I don't understand. Well, I mean, obviously I can understand because I've never been put in that kind of vulnerable position as a guy, so I can't really say that, oh, you should have done this, because there's a massive power imbalance here. It's very scary. Obviously, yes. However, if they're going to threaten to kill themselves, be like, go ahead, man. I fucking hope you stop hitting me up. Like, you're crazy and insane and psychotic. If I didn't speak to him, I was only 18 at the time. It was easier to just keep the peace than to try to get away. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Then the gift started. He started sending things to my house, turning up at my house multiple times a week, even though he lived 300 miles away. He told everybody a completely different story to what he was actually doing to make himself look better and come out on top. It only stopped when I contacted the police. His entire family still blamed me. Wow. Enabling. Even better. You know what's even better than a creepy stalker potential rapist? A family that enables them. Just a family that's like, keep her going, buddy. How do you expect to get what you want out of life? You gotta take it, even if it's illegal and morally abhorrent. Okay? That's what we've taught you. Those are the lessons we've taught you in life. Anything is within your reach if you reach out and fucking take it against everyone else's will. It's right there. It's right there if you want it, if you're willing to sacrifice all humanity, pretty much, in all respect of any person who exists, and pretty much just succumb to being the worst kind of person on the planet. So go get him, Tiger. So awful. We're going to wrap it up here for today's episode. Thank you all so much for tuning into an episode of the Redditaksus podcast. The podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Reddit. Please follow us on the subreddit r/Redditasks. Please comment down below, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye. Also remember to leave a rating. I don't know if I said that already. Please. Goodbye. Love you.